the terms of the reference for which this panel is going to work on, permits me to reiterate what the governor had already given to us. Receive and investigate complaints of brutality by security agents, human rights violation or related extrajudicial killings in Edo State. Then the second one is to evaluate evidence presented and other surrounding circumstances, and the panel is to draw conclusions as to the validity of the complaints. Then the third one, we are to recommend compensations and other remedial measures where appropriate. Then the fourth is to ascertain the officers responsible for the abuse of victims and recommend their prosecutions where applicable. I'm sure you all are aware it's not all the security agents that are involved. And then the fifth one is to make recommendations to the Edo State government on how to ensure that security agents no longer abuse the rights of citizens. And then I go on to the next one. The panel therefore invites and encourages all persons who are victims or families of victims of brutality by the security agents in Edo State to come forward with their genuine complaints and grievances, including evidence of such. The complaints should be addressed to the chairperson of the judicial panel inquiry. And then the petitioner should state the circumstances of the said of the alleged complaint, and the complaint should be supported by evidence. It should also include names, phone numbers and addresses of petitioners or complainants and their witnesses. Such addresses certainly must be verifiable by our panel. And then we also allow physical submissions of petitions. And then on the other hand too, and that is physical submissions, written submissions. You come in person, you can submit, you come in here, you walk in, we can receive that in writing. And then secondly too, oral submissions, oral lodging of complaints or petitions too is allowed by this panel. You can walk in, because we put into consideration there are a lot of people who may not be able to put their complaints in writing. They will prefer to come in. We'll still take oral evidence before them. But the oral evidence must be very cogent, must be very clear, because we owe it a duty to the other side to be heard. You bring in your complaints, you bring in your petitions, cogent evidence, verifiable addresses and phone numbers, so that the other person will have to be heard, to enable us come to a conclusion whether there was really any injunction of the rights of an individual.
Obonge people where the panel says to put mouth join as the chairman for the Bar Association for Benin City Edo State chapter, Dana Pius Iwo. Instead talk put say them as lawyers where they the state, then they're ready gidigba to offer what they call free legal services. On top of the people where we say they don't get money to fit afford lawyer them, then go stand for them to fit help them fit talk and to fight on top the matter for the state. Another Obonge talk and questions to follow body on top waiting the public need to do, and on top waiting the government get to do for the people, and how the panel go fit take work on top how this police brutality and other things where the state go fit take end for the state them.
My Lord has assured us that this panel is going to dispense justice to all manner of men, regardless of status, position, or personality. And of course, we are confident that as a bar, that we would learn also and then take a proper place too in the course of deliberation of this panel. The president of the Nigerian Bar Association has assured us and directed various branches of the Nigerian Bar Association to serve as observer and also play a pro bono role. And even before this assignment directive was given to us, well, my Lord, Honorable Justice Gamosoy had called to request me to impress on members of the Nigerian Bar Association to make themselves available, that I should set up a team that will offer a pro bono or free service. It's a free service. And then as a bar, we are prepared to do that, because this is an assignment that is laudable, which enjoys reward from God, and then, of course, the society will be glad that we are carrying out such a service. We have already issued notices to members of the Nigerian Bar Association who are willing to offer free service to members of the public.
The person or the organization you are complaining against should be identifiable. You may not know the name of the exact officer. You should be able to know the office. You should be able to know when the incident took place. If you have any witness, list the name of the witness. Your own address as a petitioner should be an address that is verifiable, that can be located. Any other material evidence or witnesses that can help the panel should state them.
TIDA is an organization that is committed to the cause of women and children. We have been in the forefront to render services to women and children to ensure that their rights and their welfare is being held, to ensure that their rights is being promoted, enhanced, and preserved. And so to this end, we are joining support. We are also calling on the women and children whose rights have been infringed upon, who are aggrieved, to say that FIDA door is equally open to render services pro bono as we have been doing before.
This judicial panel of inquiry is not a decision that was taken by state governments. In fact, it was from the National Council of State, mandating state governments to set up a panel to look at issues that borders on police brutality and other related matters. So, in view of that, the panel has the authority, the mandate to summon any police officer that the name has been mentioned by the petitioner. We also have the mandate. We also have the mandate to ask the Commissioner of Police to make that particular police officer available here. Because you can't, as long as the police officer is still alive, he should be able to stand and defend himself against every accusation that has been leveled against him. So it is a panel that was constituted, and then that has been given the mandate to attend to this. So the police officers, they will be available. We will summon them. If they fail to appear, they will ask the Commissioner of Police to bring them. So it includes, that's why I said that police brutality and other related matters. So it also includes whether army, whether civil defense, whether custom. We will receive all petitions. All petitions. We will receive all of them. As long as it has to do with human rights violations. As long as it has to do with brutality. And this person is able to give us evidence. You hear when the chairperson said that the evidence we required includes documents. It could also be video. It could also be recording. You may not know the name of the police officers who answer alias. Some may call themselves killer. Some may call themselves whatever name. If you have that name or you have the station, we can't proceed.
Today we met with some members of the press where we want to assure the public that the panel will do justice to all their petitions. People were brutalized by SARS, now defunct. They should come forward with their petitions, and they should be rest assured that the panel will ensure that they get justice, because the panel has mandate to collect their petition, look into it, do a thorough investigation, and where for people, the defunct members of SARS were found wanting, then there are many things that should be done. In case the person was killed, or the people that died as a result of that injustice or act or victims, then the panel had the mandate to recommend compensation to the family, and if the person was wounded in the process, the panel also have the mandate to recommend what should be given to such people. Then for the offending officers, the panel also recommend either for prosecution when necessary. When necessary, find out what happened is truly extrajudicial killing, extrajudicial behavior, brutality, and the rest. Then the panel has the mandate to recommend that they should be tried and punished for their offenses.
Let me also assure the general public that being a member of the Endsars campaign, the genuine Endsars campaign in the state, we are determined and resolute that this JPI panel will serve nothing but justice to all rights violators, those who have been violated via police brutality, SARS harassment, intimidation, and extortion. They should be rest assured that with members of the Endsars being in this judicial panel of inquiry, they must get justice. We will stop at nothing until they get justice. And finally, the press release has been made, and I want to encourage all of them not to be scared. All those who have been harassed by the police, by SARS operative, to have the opportunity to send in a petition. Get a lawyer, of course, for free of charge, as we all heard on the press briefing this morning. So, by God's grace, they will get justice and nothing but justice, because we are there to represent their interests. We can't be compromised, we can't be bought over.
I'm Precious Oluche by name, popularly known as Mama P. I'm a member of the legitimate Endsars protesters, and I'm also a member of the JPI. I don't forget my roots. I know Endsars brought me here. I'm here for a purpose, and I'm going to serve that purpose to the later. I'm stopping at nothing to make sure that the voices of every oppressed is heard. That is just my aim here, to make sure that the government, the people, I'm the bridge between the people and the government. And I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be true to my word and true to my oath. So I'm also using this medium to appeal to those that are out there and have been oppressed, that their civil rights have been taken away from them. Come out and come with your petitions, and you will see in broad daylight that justice will be served.
The Secretariat, if I need to inform you of this panel, is situated at Civic Center between Block C and Block D, the new Secretariat complex, which is opposite the EFCC office, Benin City, Edo State. And then all inquiries are to the following phone numbers. I will take them very slowly for the benefit of the public. Our hotlines, that is the phone numbers with which you can reach us, as follows. The first one is 091 311 51 645. I'm sorry. I'll take that again. 091 311 51645. Then we have a second number. The second number is 070 510 93406. I'll take that again. 070 510 93406. And then you can still reach us on this number as well. Like I said, we have 3 lines within which you can communicate to any of us. And the lines are 24-hour service. The third line is 070 510 93420. I take that again. 070 510 93420. And then we have a closing date for submissions of petitions. The closing date is the 29th day of November, on or before the 29th day of November 2020. So any complaints, any petitions should reach us on or before the 29th day of November 2020. So after that, we close courts. No other petitions will be allowed to come in, except for very special circumstances, which shall be considered by the panel. But outside that, all petitions, all complaints should reach us by the 29th day of November 2020.
Now here the Tory reach on top Edo government Tory as it take happen, as it be say Edo State Judicial Panel of Inquiry. The one will be 23-man panel committee where Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki wait and that put for ground. They don't begin their sitting, and at Thursday this week, now they go begin better check put on top the many investigate matter where them go see, sake of the Endsars protest and many katakata we don't touch people body for